Great, so now I'm going to go ahead and take you through that demo so you can see exactly how the service works. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to navigate to just caanet.org, the CAA website, and I'm going to go over to Member Services here. And then you'll see our resident screening button there. Click that. And from here there's some information about the screening service. However, to get started, just click this resident screening button and it will launch directly into RentSpree. And here you can request a demo if you just want some more information from one of our representatives. But for now I'm going to go ahead and click the sign up button here in the top right. And all I'll enter is my first name, last name, email address, and password. And then I'll go ahead and click the sign up button. And from here, I'm pretty much all good to go to start screening. So this is my dashboard, and there's some resources here, like additional tutorial videos, sample applications, and you can also see the process that the applicants would go through to undergo screening. But for now, to start screening for a property, I'll go to the top left and I'll hit this Add New Listing button. Once I click that, I'll enter the property address. Next. Now is where I'll have the option to select which screening reports I'd like run for an applicant. And so by default, it'll do the credit report and score, identity verification, the criminal background check, and the eviction history. And you'll see that's reflected a fee of $26 that the tenant will pay. However, I can go ahead and deselect, say I don't want a background check. I can deselect that by clicking here, and you'll see the updated screening fee will appear here. And again, I can also remove the eviction report, or I can add them back. So for now, I'm going to move forward with all three, and I'll hit next. And here's the screen where you can initiate the authorization process for screening. And so there's three ways that you can accomplish this. And the first is by using the applicant's email address. And it says applicants will receive an email to be screened. And so what you'll do is simply get the tenant's email address, enter it into the box here, and they will automatically receive an invitation to authorize the screening. And so they can take a few minutes, authorize that, submit the payment, and it'll come back to you right away. And so in this box, I'll go ahead and enter an email address. And just know that you can enter more than one email addresses, depending if you have a couple, for example, applying, or if you have a group of people, you can send them all requests, and they'll each receive a separate email to submit their screening reports. So I'll go ahead and click the Send Request button. And from there, as far as handling the screening process, my job is pretty much done. Those applicants now have received an invitation. We will walk them through and authorize them. And as soon as that authorization is complete, like I said, it takes 2 to 5 minutes for the applicant to do it. You'll get an email notification and everything will be ready to view. However, there's a few other really useful options that you have that give you a lot of flexibility on handling this process. And so the second one is post or share the lease link. You'll see that there's a short link there that I can share with applicants who I would like to screen. And so when applicants visit that link, they will then be directed to authorize screening for the property. And this link is specific to the property I've just entered. So it'll always be tied to that, and it'll be tied to you. So anytime a screening comes back with this link, you will also be notified via email. So I can copy this and I can email it myself to a tenant. I can text it to someone, post it on social media. You really have a lot of flexibility with how you use this. You can even include it on a cover sheet if you're going to provide some information about the property. And finally, we have a relatively newer feature. It's a screening handout. And this is perfect if you're going to ever meet someone at the property, say you have a showing or an open house. You can print out these handouts, and when you meet a tenant at the property and they want to apply, you can hand them the flyer, and it will allow them to undergo the screening process right then and there on the spot. And so I'll go ahead and show that now. And here's what that flyer looks like. It says apply now at the top. There's the property address. And then more importantly, however, there's the link here that the applicant can visit, again, on the spot at the property or later on. And also there's a QR code in the center, this box here, and they can actually scan that with any device, any phone, iPad, Android, iOS. They can scan that and it will allow them to authorize screening on the spot. So this is a very efficient way to be able to access screening reports on the spot. Even if you collect an application, you can still hand them this flyer and they'll be able to screen. And there's also some information at the bottom that gives the renters some more information about the process, so it can answer some of their questions. And our support email is there as well, so they can always contact us if they need assistance. And finally, this is the screen that you'll see when you get some screening reports back from an applicant. So this is your dashboard, and you're able to access the screening reports for an applicant. And in this case, I'm looking at Susan Smith's screening reports. And so for her, I've requested and received a credit report, a criminal background check, and an eviction history. And so I'll go ahead and take a look at those. So for the credit report here, you'll see that there's a score, there's score factors. It shows, this is a full detailed credit report. So it'll show if she has public records, any collections, inquiries, and the number of trade lines she has. And just scrolling down a little bit, I'll see a trade line summary here. And then, like I said, it gives all the details, so I can scroll down and slowly you'll see a breakdown of each trade line. And so here's the first trade line, and I want to just point out to you that all these check marks are indicating that payments were made on time for these months. And if there was a late payment, it will not be a green check mark, and you'll see a orange or red circle that will indicate that a late payment was made. So this is extremely easy to read while also providing you with all the detail. So that's the credit report that you're going to get back. And then there's a criminal report, and for her, she has no criminal records, so it lets me know that. And also she has no eviction history, so it also lets me know that here. And so now that I have all these reports, I can go ahead and see that there's a print button here. I can click that and it'll print everything out, or I can hit this save as PDF button, and that will go ahead and save everything as a PDF onto my computer, so I can do as I please with it.